John, the United Nations says nowhere is safe in Gaza. Is the U.S. working with Israel to create a safe area in Gaza for civilians?
What we've talked to the Israelis about, particularly now as they're beginning to plan operations in the south, where so many people have moved, is to make it clear that they have obligations to not only allow for that safe passage, but to make sure they're not putting all those civilians, now more civilians in southern Gaza than were before, putting them in harm's way.
Secondly, I know you don't want to talk about hostages, but in general, is Israel on board with the idea of a pause of a few days?
That gets into our negotiations here for the hostages. They have instituted, again, at our urging, they've instituted these daily humanitarian pauses. And in some cases, they were supposed to be 4 hours a day. They've actually expanded them up to 7 hours a day. So they're happening on a regular basis, and they're predominantly designed to allow people in the north to move through a couple of safe corridors to the south. So it's the pause to let people get out. That's the principal purpose of that. But I think you can imagine, and again, I want to be careful here, I don't negotiate in public, but if you're going to secure the release of hostages, and we certainly hope we're going to be able to do that soon, you got to make sure they can get from where they are to safety and do that as safely as possible, which means you're going to have at least a temporary localized stop in the fighting to allow them to move. I mean, we also can't take for granted that all these people are easily mobile and don't have some sort of health issues that require perhaps a slower route out or assistance getting out. So I don't want to negotiate in public, but we believe we're getting closer.
Mike?